And welcome back to Our Community. Susie Thomas here with Ann Haynes and Megan Pellegrino. They are from the Hoover Museum, Hoover Historical Society Center. Hoover Historical Center. Thank you.
Got it.
And want to be able to say this right because you also are connected with Walsh University, which is a very cool thing. We'll get into how that all happened. But don't want to leave yet until we talk about the contents of the home itself, which is the old Hoover family home. What other things will we see? Because it's not just vacuum cleaners. And where did this collection come from? I guess, Megan, that's mainly a you.
Well, I can talk about more what's on display currently, and Anne would be great with, how we sort of obtained the collection.
Great.
But in the home, so as Anne mentioned, you start off in the tannery and you learn about the family and the tanning process and the company's early start in, the leather business. The second room, having all those manual vacuums that we talked about that came before the Hoover. And then you come into the house, you learn more about the Hoover history and how they got started in vacuums. And then there's many, many, many Hoover vacuums. But I think another thing that people are surprised about is that when you're at the museum, you're also learning about American history and European history and world history because of the company's global reach that, Anne mentioned, them being in England very early on. And really that connection, and they even had sort of a European headquarters just outside of London. So another really fascinating part about the history is when we get into sort of the company's involvement with World War II. So not only were they making products, they changed and stopped making vacuums and were retooled the factories for, wartime production. And they made some very, very key products for the effort militarily.
Like what?
Well, so many products, but the sort of most important would be the fuses. They made millions of fuses to detonate bombs. And one of them in particular, the engineers at the company had a key part in designing a newer, different fuse that would detonate based on radio waves. So as they got closer to an object, not just upon, contact with the ground. So people are shocked, just shocked about all the different parts of history that you get into. And then the British war children. And the company's efforts to protect employees, children's, the Great Britain was obviously affected by the Blitz and concerned that Germany would maybe even invade by land. So employees sent their children, employees in England and Scotland and Wales sent their children here to North Canton. And, 84 children came and stayed here for 5 years during the war.
Fascinating that this is all coming from North Canton.
Yes.
I think people just don't realize, just because somebody now is listening saying, I've got to see this. This is unbelievable. Never knew this was right in our backyard.
Well, I hope so.
Give us the address and how they locate you.
Okay. We are located at 1875 East Maple Street, which is inside Hoover Park, Walsh University's Hoover Park, and right across the street from the university's main campus. We're very easy to find.
Yeah.
Our tours are conducted Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays on the hour at 1, 2, 3, and 4 p.m. They are all guided. And we are open, and our tour season runs March through October. And an important thing about our tours, too, is you get to learn all this for free. We do not charge admission.
So you now are in tour season. Over Christmas, can you still visit it, or do you need a special... do you need special reservations or something?
For Christmas, we have a wonderful Christmas event that I am just so proud to be a part of because this attracts good 500 people every year. And from 1 to 4 on a Sunday in December, we have this Christmas open house that is open to the community, free of charge. And what I love about it, it's possible because the community assists us because we have various volunteer service organizations who come in to decorate for us. So we have 7, 8 trees displayed, each a different theme that was decorated by a different group of volunteers in the community. So they're going to see Santa. They get to see the decor. We always have a musician playing music for us. They get the smell of the holidays with cookies baking in the kitchen. We have ladies dressed in vintage attire baking cookies. And this goes through 2 floors, both floors of the house. They tour through to see all the decorating. Santa, of course, is the big star of the show.
Of course.
We have Santa there with them, and so everybody takes pictures with Santa. And I'm there with some of my volunteers who, we'll take mom and dad's phone or their camera, and mom and dad and grandma and grandpa can jump in the picture with Santa, which nobody ever gets to get a big family picture like that. So they're loving it. They go upstairs, see more decorations. We have free raffles for T-shirts and various items. Then they see those ladies in the kitchen baking in that vintage attire. They go outside in the vintage building, the primitive building we talked about earlier. That's where we serve our refreshments. And our sweet volunteers bake homemade Christmas cookies that we can serve. And we have water and hot chocolate. Now, a really cool part of this afternoon, like this all isn't cool enough already, but
Yeah, I'm there.
we go Christmas caroling. We have a wagon, a horse-drawn wagon, so people can go Christmas caroling through Hoover Park. And there is a very small fee per person to do this. But
Just
people
the
can
horse-
sip on,
horse-drawn
just for the
carriage.
horse-drawn carriage.
Wow.
There's just a little fee for that. But
But
they
you
can sip
can
on
do
the
the
hot
museum.
chocolate. And, yes, everything's free.
Everything is free. That, I think we can't impress that enough because of the relationship with Walsh University, who has now taken this under their umbrella. Everything here is free.
Right.
Just amazing. Well, Christmas, all right, that is on our calendars. We are not going to miss that. You've got other events coming up prior to Christmas. We're just getting into summer. So tell us what's happening.
Okay, well, we'll be taking part in North Canton Main Street Festival in August. We always have a table there, and we have free drawings there and giveaways for people who visit our table. Our outdoor storytelling is a very unique event that is just so cool because there's a lot of storytelling programs, but how many are really done outdoors? And we do this up in the Hoover Park, about the banquet hall that has a beautiful patio. So we have actually the best storytellers in the area because they're all children's librarians from the community who come in and they present some very interactive and fun storytelling for the children. Our volunteers are there to help serve refreshments. And again, this is free of charge. I mean, we do everything to carry on the philanthropy of Boss Hoover and the Hoover business because they always did so much for the community. And Walsh University is very proud to carry on that legacy with us. We do have a nice fundraiser for our Herb Society in September, our summer garden tea. They have a boutique. There are garden tours, of course, the gardens being the focus and the purpose of this fundraiser. And that is advanced paid reservations only. And anyone can reach me and get my information on our website for information about that.
This all sounds awesome. Give us that website, please.
It is www.walsh.edu// Hoover-Historical-Center.
Hoover-Historical-Center.
That's it.
Not hard to remember at all. You mentioned in passing the dedication and the commitment that the Hoover family, Boss Hoover in particular, has had with the community. And just that, the idea of really feeling the obligation of giving back. Can you talk about that a little bit?
You know, he was one to understand how people work so hard for his business to make it a success. And it wasn't just a business, it was like a big family team effort. And in doing that, he always wanted to give back to the community. And one of the greatest things I think he did was build that community building in 1923. I mean, $250,000 to construct this beautiful building that could serve so many people in the community. There was various meeting rooms available for different organizations. There was a room for like a stage for the local theater and presentations and programs. It was like North Canton Community's first library was housed within there.
And the families, still to this day, I mean, the thing is, Boss started it all. But, his children and their grandchildren, and still to this day, I mean, the Hoover Foundation is still such an integral part, such an important part of the whole county. And they just continue to give so generously.
Really?
And that, and that community building that Ann's talking about is the YMCA in North Canton.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
The
And
seat
it
of the
was
YMCA.
it was run by the YMCA from the beginning. So, I mean, just so much. You could talk about the library in and of itself. I mean, it was Boss's daughter, Mary Hoover Price, and you see that name, at the McKinley Museum, Price Park in North Canton. But in honor of her, Mary's husband gave the money to really start that, then its own building when the North Canton Library moved off-site.
Very interesting and important relationship between the Hoover Historical Center and Walsh University. That has led into a very interesting program. Talk about that, Megan.
Yes. So this is actually how I sort of came around the center. In 2008, Walsh started a very, very unique program. Actually, the first undergraduate museum studies degree, an actual undergraduate degree, and the only, still to this day, I believe, in the Midwest.
Wow.
So in 2008, they started this museum studies program, and what it was a way to train, tomorrow's museum professionals, and get them prepared, because really, as you can tell, we love our job. People are drawn, especially people with an eye towards history, are really drawn towards museum work. So students at Walsh can major in museum studies, and all of the students who do that spend a semester at the Hoover Historical Center learning the tour, learning how to do research, proper handling skills. So it's really sort of a laboratory for the museum studies students, and they get a very early experience on how to be in a museum and the different opportunities.
It's an amazing opportunity when you think internships are always important, but they have a living, breathing, real live museum right there across the street from campus.
And they're involved with the displays, and they have they're responsible for putting a display together on main campus. So there's a lot they find involved with that.
I kind of talk about, in the program, and one of the other things I do is I coordinate all the internships for the museum studies majors. But, being at the center, they have the opportunity to be a part of every single aspect. That's one of the great things about a small museum.
Wow.
Is you're not in an office doing your one thing. You're doing
They're not
everything.
making coffee for everybody
Right,
else. They are
right.
really doing it.
So it really prepares them to know for themselves what type of museum work they like. So do they like working with the collections? Would they rather be in marketing? That sort of thing. So that when they go on to do their internships at, Canton Museum of Art, Pro Football Hall of Fame, National First Ladies Library, they already have this great experience and they know where they want to focus.
And how soon along in their academic career do they get to begin doing this? Do they get plugged in?
As sophomores.
Wow.
So they're at the museum their sophomore year, and then they go to do their year-long internship at an outside museum their junior year.
Oh, my goodness.
So
how
they have
exciting.
Great
Phenomenal.
experience.
So they are graduating some people really ready to go in and do whatever you need as far as
Absolutely.
museum work. Those of us who love history just think that it doesn't get better than that. That is so exciting. Volunteer opportunities. What do you have? Because I know you need some more docents.
Oh, we would love to have more docents to expand our docent staff to relay this great story of the Hoover legacy. And anyone can reach me if they want to inquire about that opportunity. As I said, that is an ongoing opportunity. We're not afraid to can't have too many docents on staff. The other things we have is just things to help us out with our events. We need some volunteers to help with our storytelling. We like to have people at Main Street Festival maybe just represent us for an hour and a half on Saturday or on Sunday, let people know about us, hand out our literature, just to spread awareness of the museum. And Christmas on Hoover Farm, boy, we love having people come out to help us with that. And there is a lot of people involved with that. They can help decorate. They can help just be there to direct people throughout the house to know what they're going to find where, because people are always having questions on things like that. They can bake cookies for us, and they can help serve cookies.
Perfect. So much fun. All right. For all of this, go to the website, walsh.edu/Hoover-historical-center.
You got it.
Ann Haynes,
Thank you.
Megan Pellegrino, thank you so much for joining us in our community.
Thank you so much
Susie.
for having us. It's a joy to be here.